Robert says, building out a master domain site and goal is to rank for cities over 100K in population. A rank and rent site with overlay should work in this niche since it involves inventory posting and is in the auto niche. Okay. You mentioned that using the overlay method could have adverse effects if Google does a review. That's correct. Would it be better to than just redirect each, let's see, keyword plus city ranking page in the SERPs to the customer's site? Or will this hurt my site since there is no time on site, and would Google... Yeah, no, that won't work. Because if you rank your site and then you 301 redirect the page to client's page, that doesn't mean that the client site is going to rank. That's not how that works. Because if you rank the pages on your site and then you 301 redirect a page or post to a client site, then their site has to be optimized basically the same. It would have to be basically the same content as the page that you had ranked already, or else it may not have any effect at all. You know what I mean? Otherwise, it's just like a backlink. And if you're doing, well, I don't know how you're building that. I don't know if you're using like SERP Shaker or Lead Gadget or what, but it really doesn't matter. My point is that unless the client site, you have control over the on page of the client site, which in this case I don't think you'd want to do, then redirecting isn't gonna do much. It would just be acting as a backlink at that point to that site, right? So my point is like what I do with these guys is with these types of sites, if I was going to be building out like manually a site, then I would not do an overlay. I would maybe use some sort of custom theme or a plugin, something like Thrive's content builder plugin, or maybe even use ClickFunnels or something like that, and or OptimizePress. You could use that and create different landing pages for the clients on each, whenever you got it rented out, where you could swap out. Like what I would do is probably templatize the page, that where I could have like banners or grab a place for the customer's logo, a call to action with their phone number, their contact information or whatever, and that's how I would rent it out. But that way I would have control over the page. The problem with using an overlay, guys, is that it's okay if you're doing like churn and burn type sites, like what I do with the ATM, the Lead Gadget and the ATM. I build a 25, 30, 35 sites targeting essentially one keyword, one keyword plus city. Right, and then whatever ends up ranking, I'll use the WP overlay. But all I'm using, or the overlay plugin, which will iframe another page on top of the page that's actually ranking. But what I'll use is first of all, the underlying site is a churn and burn. I never expect those sites to last for long. Some of them have been been up for years, but I don't expect them to last for long. Number two, the overlay site, the one that I'm laying on top of it, is always a landing page that I have created on a throwaway or a non-indexed domain, a domain that I set to no index, right? Because I don't want Google penalizing a money site, so I would never overlay a money site directly on top of one of those sites. Because by the way, you can get a penalty on both the overlay site and the underlying site for cloaking, okay? And that's why I wouldn't do it. So if I were you, I would probably, if you're building this out manually, I don't know because you didn't specify whether you're doing this with the mass page generator or if you're doing it manually, but if you were doing it manually, I would create some sort of page template that could swap out logos and contact details very easily, and then build it out that way. Okay? That way it would pass a manual review, and all you would have to do is swap out the contact details for whoever the client is that's renting the page from you. The 301 route isn't going to help you, though.
No, but if going the 301 route, if he clones the page that's ranking and 301s it'll dance, but the ranking should go.
Yeah, but he'd have to clone that page and put that on the client domain.
Right.
That's what I'm saying, and I'm not sure that he's going to have access to that, because remember, with the rank and rent method, a lot of the times you don't even want to touch the client site.
Right.
So that's how I would do it. If you're using, again, if you're using a mass page generator, just create landing page on a subdomain that's all you do is buy an XYZ domain, for example, for under $1, and then set up all of your landing pages on that one domain and just use that and set it to no index when you create the site, right? So and then use those landing pages that you create there as the overlay.